We're 45 minutes away from kickoff from Super Bowl 59. And about 2 hours prior to this video, we had the pre-recorded video with Fox News' Bret Baier on Fox, ahead of the coverage with Donald Trump, the current president of the United States. Now, this is a return to the pre-Super Bowl interview with the presidents that was famously paused last year when Joe Biden decided not to talk to CBS News. And there were many reasons for him not to talk to anybody at that time, this time last year. But this year, Donald Trump's our president. He likes talking to people, likes talking in general, and he likes talking to Fox News. So we have a few ideas, a few things from his interview covering this prediction, which is the reason why we're here, the government efficiency initiatives, that's DOGE, and international relations that have all people up in arms, but he's just rolling with it. Now, his prediction is an interesting one for the reasons that are not being said out loud. Saying out loud, the Chiefs would win over the Eagles, Kansas City over Philadelphia, praising the quarterback for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, saying, I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City. The deeper detail is he actually praised Mahomes and his wife, Brittany, for their support for this administration. Brittany Mahomes is a very big social media supporter of the Trump administration. When asked in some of the pre-interviews about President Trump coming to the Super Bowl and maybe causing some issues with some security and things like that, Mahomes was like, oh, that's great. Like to see him here. He's great to have him here. The opposing quarterback, Jalen Hurts from the Eagles, is like, I guess he can do that if he wants to, whatever. So maybe that's had a little bit more to do with this than as opposed to the gameplay. But he likes Brittany, so there's that. He also likes Elon Musk a lot. The role that Musk is playing with the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is something he's very praised about, very happy about. Now, he emphasized it's temporary. It's not going to be there forever. It's not a new agency. It's just a new short department to get the work done. That work being auditing government operations to identify and eliminate waste. And they're doing a lot of auditing, doing a lot of identifying, and they're going to cut a lot of stuff if they get their way. Trump emphasized that Musk's commitment to cost cutting and mentioned plans to have him audit the Department of Education and the Pentagon next to uncover financial inefficiencies. We've known what's happened the past couple of weeks. We've talked about all the letters and the offers to resign and the people being cut, people put on hold, and now people losing security clearances as they're trying to figure out where money can be cut. Your miles may vary on how well they're picking agencies, whether they're just basically picking ones they don't like or ones that don't like them, or they're doing things that actually make a difference because the ones they've cut so far are literally pennies on the dollar, not dollars, pennies on the dollar of cost. Now, for international relations, he also reiterated that he really wants to make Canada the 51st state, which he's advocated for in the past, apparently, saying, I think it would be great. We have a lot in common with Canada, and it just makes sense. Now, what we've heard in some newscasts today, some people talking about it, mostly Canadians, saying, sounds like it's just a bargaining chip, but we're not going to back away from this at all. We're going to take this serious as long as he keeps talking about it, because it's something else for him to bargain with, bargain to, bargain get around of. We shall see. But he keeps saying, oh, yeah, we really want to bring Canada into the fold and make it a 51st state, be a very large state. And so unless he really thinks it's going to be all of the, I think there's 5 provinces of Canada, maybe 8. I should know this. Trump doesn't know this, so why should I know this? I guess he also brought up little bits about the Panama Canal and Mexico, those things like that. But the biggest thing was he really wants the add a state of Canada, maybe put a football team up there as well. And asked about his actual goals for the nation, his leadership goals, if you will, he expressed he wants to unify the country. He wants all of us to get behind him to go together. Quote, I would love to bring the country together. It's something I think we can achieve. We will see. Now, it's notable that he is actually in attendance in New Orleans today. He's the very first president to actually sit at a football game or a Super Bowl in person. Presidents have sat at other games, specifically things like the Army-Navy game, things like that. But the security for something like this one, especially after the actions on the 1st of January with the issues at Bourbon Street, makes it a bit more dire, if you will. Extra security around New Orleans and the Superdome for this game. Extra security was around that for the game they had for the Sugar Bowl. They had, days after that, and super extra security for Donald Trump, who landed in New Orleans about an hour and a half ago. And so I'm sure they're putting him in a box right now, putting him someplace so he can be there for festivities, which are starting in about 40 minutes. That's it. It's done. That's the interview. That's what we get to prep ourselves for the Super Bowl from the president. Now we'll have plenty of prep to talk about him all week long, as he'll do plenty of things going forward to be in the news for the Conversation Project. So while the game's going on and you're scrolling your phone, maybe you'll watch this video and kind of want to jump in on the comments that he made and comment on those, or comment on my comments. I did put an awful lot of commentary into the news today. He picked the Chiefs, but mostly because he likes Brittany Mahomes. He says Deutsch is doing great. I did a thumb. Deutsch is doing great. And he's going to look into the Pentagon and Department of Education next. And he says we really want Canada, and he wants to unify the nation. Four things to talk about, or other things to talk about Trump related. Have at in the comments.